this position.
Yeah, something we really need to mention as well. Leo making his debut for the team. No, it's not going to be Mini Everybody, although they did tease us a lot on their social media. It's Leo stepping in. Really strong player, strong performances throughout his endeavors in VCT, and now looking to help out the team. Seems taking on a controller role on that Viper. Now, Nasr looking to take their movement inwards. Both are hiding out in the smoke, able to pick out one. This plant has come through for them. And you know Fnatic aren't going to be overstepping here. They're going to try and play this control. Mystic calling out assistance for Hookah, but this is Boaster with a double. ALFAJER joining in from short, and there ye have it. It's clean as it comes. 1-0 for Fnatic to start things off.
It's a real...
Seeing there on the right end of the map, Guiding Light does spot out one of them. Dark cover. Comes out in a very good timing. Leo, opener. I do believe his first kill in his debut with Fnatic. Let's see if it ends up with a round win. Leo with another quarter of the plate to clutch it up for his new team. Spike in his hands. 1 on 3. Oh, the spray down across the box, and there you go.
Guns, the big boy guns. Let's see what they can do with them. As this time, Boaster and Durka, they almost hit squad, set up towards Hookah, but already their team started to melt a little bit.
Does seem like that is although Spike is under their control. It's up to them to play around this map correctly. Smokes onto the side. Ooh, Lemingnon caught off guard. As they do look to enter the site. Might be the right call for them. Look how deep Boaster's gotten into it, and both players with their knives out. Boaster hitting numbers this game. And this round, this play has also put Fnatic back in contention, back on top, as they've got 3 against the 2 of Nasr.
Can't get Boaster that sort of information, and Leo does the same thing.
Put Mystic to look after his options, so not quite sure if this is the full 5-stack roster that we'll be seeing next year, but Leo will most likely be part of it, as he's right pending to join the ranks as one of the partner teams. Here we go, full site control here for Fnatic.
5v5 after plant now. Out comes the ults from everyone. It's a huge dumpage here, but it's not stopping Fnatic, Pavlos.
Not at all. They're just playing close combat here. Raga out in the open. Does end up getting caught off by Durka. And it seems like Nasr are just a little bit too far out of their depth here. 2 players very far from one another. Can't really play with each other. They realize they've got very important rifles in their hands that they have to hold for the next round to give them a chance later on. Because this one is a done deal. This round is going to Fnatic.
The one to lead this charge. Quite see anyone just yet, though. Aimley is going to be the first point in contact. The alarm bot will do its job, as will the swarm grenades. But that will just isolate Boaster here on site for just but a moment. There aren't enough players to punish it.
30 seconds.
Twice they've been able to isolate a few players, but not being able to punish. But oddly enough, the punish comes through with the spray through the smoke. So Nasr do have the numbers here. It's not impossible. Lockdown trying to guarantee that Fnatic are out of this site, so Nasr can comfortably get in here. Durka! Oh, are you kidding me? What a collateral! But the spike is being diffused. No way they go for an defuse, right? No way they commit to it! Oh, but they do! The win for Nasr! It's been a superstar. Quite some time. You've got ALFAJER joining their ranks this year. Leo, their newest addition. But ALFAJER, there we go. Speak of the devil. A double kill for him. I mean, you're up against the pistols of Nasr. You don't expect Nasr to do that much. But when you shoot them down in such a dominant fashion, it just brings you a smile to the face. But what is really interesting, Kramer, I'd love to hear your thought about this, is being forced to play a playstyle that you're not used to, right? Because obviously Fnatic have been playing in this sort of very controlled play, just like the rest of the MEA has been doing, at least in VCT, and sort of been paving the way for it. And now Nasr's used to this more brawly style that Men has been having, like the matches we saw previously. But now that they're playing against Fnatic, you can sort of see them trying to adapt to how Fnatic are playing themselves.
Yeah, from my days as a player, it can be done. You can adapt a little bit on the fly, but adapting to the same level on the fly is bloody difficult. And I will be in awe if Nasr are able to do it.
Will be later on this evening. The schedule is, has been extended quite a bit.
Slightly.
But let's see how this one works out. Orbital Strike, making sure they eliminate one of these angles, but soon we'll realize Seabeast is quite close to that fight, but it's still a one-on-one. Raga with a double, an opportunity here for Nasr. Showstopper coming forth. Fnatic stopped in their tracks. As soon as they walk out of hookah, they end up falling. Now Durka, the second player to be taking this long position, has to do it in a 1-on-4. And my goodness, this will be difficult. Not even the first. Nasr
making. And Nasr seem to have... I wouldn't say they seem a little bit lost, but they don't have much utility left, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, any utility.
An attempt at a push and pull, really.
30 seconds left.
Now Raga. Using the ultimate to find all the information out into the open. Flash comes out. Alfajer in trouble. Blast Pack keeping him back. Okay. Well, they know Raga is in lamps, or at least has fallen back from it. But in that meantime, Fnatic have got under part without dropping a player, which is the important part. Look how deep Leo is. Durka's just getting picked from afar, but as soon as these close positions are contested, Leo is there to step it up. Durka again, Leo with a side swing, but it's Seabeast to get him killed. And it's Nasr on the back foot. Boaster running up an incendiary, delaying the defusal. And it's now it's a waiting game. Now they just fall into the crosshairs of Durka. An ace for Durka to put Fnatic on the 8th round. But either way, Durka on the push. Look how deep he's going. Oh, very costly. Cactusio with 2. Mystic will be punishing, but that's already very damaging for Fnatic.
3 versus 4. Recoverable, Pavlos. Recoverable. But they need this first kill quickly. There's still a minute to play with. So you do have a little bit of space to garner. But for Nasr, look how passive this A setup is.
And because it's so passive, it allows Fnatic to walk in, even though they no longer have the controller of Leo, right?
Yeah.
And they've also got Boaster. This double controller, that double controller sort of setup has very well worked out for them. Now the spike will be going down.
Fnatic.
Let's see how that one works out. Alfajer ends up falling already. Very far back. Boaster's known to step up in positions like these. In the smoke he goes. The IGL takes full force of that fight. And it's down to Mystic. Dark cover. All for the spray. Knows that Seabeast is no longer defusing it, but for the second time around, he's not quite sure. Oh dear, it's being defused the whole way! Oh. But he finds it in the nick of time.
Give an early warning system. A Mystic with that frenzy, and even a shorty at his feet. That's going to be so hard to peek now.
It really is. But they decide not to peek it at all. They just decide to go for the plant. But we all know how difficult it is to hold onto the sites when you never take lamp control. We've seen it time and time again. And this really allows so much space for Fnatic. They know it. They're going to start moving in from the one end. Now they can move on from the back end. That is Mystic making his appearance, and Cactusio is in trouble. The one-way smoke is acting against them. Mystic can quickly just defuse. The rest of them can be a bunch of health points as acting like a barrier in front of their teammates, perhaps grabbing a kill and keeping them second-guessing themselves where the hit will come from. But we'll end up falling in the end. Durka does pick him up, and Fnatic still in the lead as we approach the 50-second mark.
Alfajer, the close angle. There's an early warning system set up, a beautifully placed paint shell, and he isolates the Omen with it, and he gets another one.
It's so clean by Alfajer. So darn clean. But not give them too much respect. Try and play their own game. Disrupt Fnatic's composed play style. They haven't really been able to achieve that. Maybe a final round. Your ultimate. Trying to see if they can grab enough information to the back end of the site. Durka doubles up with the operator. As you will. Durka! What? Headhunter! But instead hunts the feet of his opponent, Seabeast. And now, we're on common ground. Raga now has his teammate Aimley to help out, but he hasn't come in on time. But has he? It's level playing field. 1-on-1, but the spike is by the feet of Mystic. And Aimley has to get past him. Mystic just hides away. Oh, the swing comes through, but Aimley gets it done. Nasr
Showing a very good performance against Fnatic here. Sibbeast as well gets an opening. Boaster falls. ALFAJER now needs to be very careful with very little HP. What can he do here? Durka, lightning fast as ever though.
But for some reason, Nasr, ever since they found the first pick, they're winning out on these trays. This needs a masterful performance by the remaining players, but Leo just walked out on his own. It seems like Mystic died through the smoke, by the way. This got an opportunity in Fnatic is a big moment for him. Guild has been a good home, but I'm sure he must be happy with his new home. Let's see if it does pay out in the end. See if he does have a future, if the team has a future in this constellation. ALFAJER does end up falling early. Lamps falling under the control of the attackers. Cactusia very aggressive. Albert Strike does drop, but doesn't really catch anybody out. Leo, there's a trade. What else can you find? Well, at least the Vandal goes their way. Trailblazer trying to find out this information. It might catch someone off guard. Oh, a lot of damage inflicted, but no kills. Leo wants these darn kills, but they're not being given. Can he find any more heads? 2 bullets, but they're enough to shut down Lemingnon. Now has to deal with 2 more. The spike has only been planted. He did have the time.
Oh my god!
Making us think that Mini was actually going to play. Because, not going to lie, I believe them. I actually thought that Mini would be playing. Excuse me, Durka.
Alright.
Right, we know you're dirty. We know you're dirty. Well, go wash your hands, mate.
Now for Fnatic. A man up.
Oh, come on.
2 men up.
Come on.
Just manhandling Nasr here. 3 players left standing. Can they find some virtue in what is potentially the final 35 seconds of this map?
Out of all the strats Fnatic could have had with the capabilities with double controllers that they do, the pure call that Boaster made this round is Durka, go kill. That is a call, that is a strat, and that is what allows Fnatic to close out this game. Durka goes and kills.